Topic 18 is on vectors. So let's take a look at a typical calculator kind of a vector problem. So vector v goes from -1, 3 to 6, -2. We want to write the vector v in unit vector form I and j. Now remember, I is a vector that goes in the x direction 1 unit. J is a vector that goes in the y direction 1 unit. We want to find the magnitude of v and its standard angle. So first of all, I want to look at my points. I went from -1 up to 6. So I went up 7. So I went horizontally 7 units. I went from 3 down to -2. That means I'm going to go down 5 units. So I've got 7i minus 5j. That's basically what you're finding. And it does kind of help to understand if you draw a quick little picture. Imagine it starting at 0, 0. Remember, you can pick up a vector and move it anywhere you want to. It's basically going out in the x direction 7 units. Then it went down 5 units. So it gives me a little bit of a sense of the actual vector, which is this one right here. So my vector is heading like that direction. That's important because it helps us to find our angle. It says it's going like towards the 4th quadrant. When I find my angle, I can just use the trig functions right from the calculator. Okay, magnitude. Magnitude is pretty easy. It's just Pythagorean theorem. 7 squared plus -5 squared is equal to r squared. Well, so it's a 7 squared plus 5 squared. You get the square root of 49 plus 25, which is 74. The angle, well, if this angle in here is theta, then opposite over adjacent is -5/7. That's tangent. So tangent of theta is equal to -5/7. Just do inverse tangent on your calculator, and you will find that theta is equal to -0.6202, which makes sense because I'm going to be going from the x-axis backwards. Remember, when you find theta, whether you're using polar coordinates or you're doing parametric equations, tangent is going to give your answers going from -pi/2 to +pi/2. Those are the results of tangent inverse. So smallest will be pi/2. That's when it's actually being undefined at these two areas. That's where the asymptotes were, and +pi/2. It has to be between those values. If our vector happened to go out in the 3rd quadrant or out in the 4th quadrant, I'm going to have to add pi to the answer to get the standard angle. So you have to be a little bit careful in terms of what you're working with. But usually these ones will be pretty straightforward, where you can just figure it out just from your calculator.